Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you know, some of you know, I haven't been here for a couple of weeks. I've been on holiday where I got this lovely tan, but I didn't get this lovely tan actually when I was on holiday because I went to rainy England for 2 weeks and it was chucking it down with rain. This tan's actually come about from when I got back. I've got a brand new surfboard and I've been surfing a bit, catching the sun, amazing. And this is where the tan came from, not from being on holiday. Anyway, this video, guys, if you want to know how to make sales on Etsy, I'm literally going to tell you, if you want to open an Etsy store that's going to make sales, watch this video. I'm going to go through it step by step with you. I guarantee you, you'll make sales. You've just got to put in the effort. And what is this magic Etsy store that you're going to open? It's a supply store. Let's get into it. Right then, supply stores, the hidden gem of selling on Etsy. If you want to start an Etsy store and you want to be guaranteed to make sales, how many you make is down to how much effort you put in, by the way. But if you want to open a store that sells, and especially now as we're moving into autumn and winter, open a supply store. It's the easiest store to build and grow on Etsy without a doubt. Let me explain what it is and the two types of supplies that you'll sell. Supply stores sell items for other people to make finished products with. So in the digital world, this would be logos, images, for example, templates for Instagram or raw images for people to then use in their own designs for print on demand, things like that. If it's a physical store, which is even easier to start to make sales with, it could be things like jewelry findings so that people can make jewelry with, or a wood supply store, which honestly, I guarantee you will make sales if you do it. So wood findings, different thicknesses, shapes of wood, textures for people to then make finished products with. It's far easier to sell to people that then want to make other products on Etsy than it is to sell a finished product itself. I've got personal experience of this. I've been running a supply store for 7 years. And if you look on Etsy and look for supply stores, you will usually see decent sales volume on these stores that are selling supplies. So that's the world of supplies, physical and digital. Now let's move further into what you've got to do with the store and how you set it up. So, what businesses could you do in supplies? Unlike everybody else, I'm going to give you two actual examples. Both of these, I guarantee you, will work if you follow the steps in this video. So in the physical store, if you want to choose a physical supply store, it would be, or I would recommend you look at jewelry findings. So jewelry findings are the component parts of necklaces, bracelets, rings, earrings, and so on. It's the component base parts that jewelers use to make their products. There's so many sellers selling jewelry and they all need supplies. I work with clients all the time in jewelry that are buying their supplies for their pieces directly from jewelry supply stores on Etsy. It's about as easy as it gets when it comes to supplies to start making sales. Not saying it's easy as in you can just open a store and you'll make sales. There's loads of work involved. But as a physical store goes, that would be a very, very solid place to look. Digital. So let's look at the digital side. I'm going to give you a solid example for the digital niche as well. If you want to start making money using digital supplies, then the number one place to go for that is Instagram templates. Because businesses all over the world use Instagram to build and promote their business on Instagram and social media. And they all need supplies to do that. They need templates. So they either sit there and design them themselves, or they get someone, they pay someone to do it, or they can buy the templates from stores like yours where you supply templates for Instagram. I'll give you a perfect example. You could have a menu. So you could have a menu, a restaurant menu. You could have a testimonial feedback post that people can buy. These items aren't expensive, $2, $3, $4, depending on how complex it is, how much work you do on it. They're cheap, they're easy to buy, and people often buy more than one. So you might make 2, 3, or 4 sales in one order. So by focusing on selling to businesses through physical, as an example, jewelry findings, or digital, as an example, in the world of Instagram templates, you have an infinite number of possibilities to start speaking to businesses in their language, especially with digital. Because you don't just target in general, you don't just target general businesses, you can start to target types of business. So you can have Instagram templates for wedding planners. You can have Instagram templates for business consultants, for therapists, things like that. There's so many ways to work inside the world of digital and Instagram. So you can see now 2 ideas straight away that you can do, and both of them you can start pretty quickly. The setup for digital is almost zero. There's no real financial outlay for that. There is a financial outlay for the supply store, but it's low. You can start with $50, easily start something with $50 on the physical product side. So there's 2 solid ideas. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Let me know what if that's something you could do. Let's now move on to how you're going to grow these stores. This is really important. So now we come to understanding the mechanics of growth of your supply store. It doesn't matter if you're physical or a digital store, you need to get the fundamental understanding your store needs to be big. Don't take my word for it. Go and look on Etsy, look at physical supply stores, look at digital supply stores, look at the size of the stores. It really is a numbers game. When you find supply stores with 10,000 sales, 20,000 sales or more, look at how many items they've got. I guarantee you they're pretty much all over 100. Most of them will be over 300 or 400 in size. They're big stores. And that is the secret to supplies. If you commit and you want to do this and open a supply store, understand that at minimum you need to be getting to 200 items and well beyond that in item size. And you will see a direct correlation between the number of items you list and the amount of sales that come in. Supply stores, it's a numbers game. So when you construct your listing plan, try to focus on getting to 200 items. Normally I say 100 for regular Etsy stores as a minimum. For supplies, it's got to be higher because I want you to start making sales and start getting traffic into your store. So 200 items as a minimum. Have a plan of how you're going to get there. So set up 3, 4, 5 sections in your store of what you're going to sell, and then concentrate on growing those sections in your store evenly and slowly. You only need to list 1 item a day. That doesn't change. It's no different for supply stores, but you've got to commit to getting to that number of 200 items. That's the most important thing. So you might need to take some time planning. You might have to plan this out and think, well, okay, how many sections, how many designs, how many types of products am I going to sell? Where am I going to get them from? Am I designing them? Where am I sourcing them from? If it's a physical store, get all that locked down before you start. That will save you so much pain if you against trying to do it as you're growing the store. That's huge. Get to 200 items and make sure you've got a nice variety of sub-niching ideas inside the main niche. For example, the examples I gave you: findings for jewelry, Instagram templates. Make sure you've got your niching and sub-niching locked down inside there. Let's now get to pricing and what we're going to do with price. So price with supply stores works differently than with regular stores. So something that is unique about supply stores is, first, free shipping will get you more item orders in a sale. So when people buy supplies, they often want to buy more than one thing. In my digital store, for example, I regularly sell 3, 4, 5 items in one sale. Some of these are physical, they're POD, banners and things like that. And customers want to be able to buy more than one because they're doing something for their business. So when you sell an end product like jewelry, most of your sales will be one item. But the great thing about supply stores is you might sell 3, 4, 5 in one order. So it's very, very important to make sure that you've got plenty of items to choose from, and the price, this is the critical thing. For digital and physical, mostly under $20. So for digital, you're going to be selling items at $3, $2.50, $4, $5, $6, $7. Most of them are going to be under $10. If it's physical, it's the same thing. So your blanks, your findings for jewelry, supplies, it'll be a couple of dollars, $1, $3, $4. It'll be low item value, and what you want is lots of volume coming through your store. So customers coming in, picking up 3, 4, 5 items in one go and checking out of your store with those items. So price under $20, lots of items available, and let's get those sales coming in, multiple item orders. That's what's critical here for your supply store. My final piece of advice or tip for your brand new digital or physical supply store is absolute gold, and it will help raise your average order value. That is to make sure you bundle and set your products for sale. So make sure you offer bundles and sets of products so that people can get a discount on the items that they're buying, and then you raise your average order value. So if you were doing digital and Instagram, you might do a set or sequence of 5 or 10 templates. So rather than it being sort of $2 or $3 a template, you might offer 10 for $15 or $17 or something like that. Give the business owner an opportunity to drastically increase the quality of their social media output by offering a bundle and a set. If it was jewelry findings, then you would bundle and set findings together to offer a more attractive deal for customers, raise the AOV in your store. This is critical. As part of supplies, bundles and sets will make sure you get more sales more quickly and earn you more money. So let me know what you thought of this video. Get into my comments. Did you like it? Would you do this? Are you going to do it? Are you going to set up a supply store? It's the easiest thing to do on Etsy. Anything else you want to know, get into my comments and ask it. As you know, every time I always reply. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Cheers.